There are new questions this morning about the Freddie Gray investigation after prosecutors decided to end their case against Baltimore police officers. The charges were dropped against 3 officers awaiting trial. 3 other officers that were acquitted earlier this year. Baltimore police arrested Gray back in April 2015. He was severely injured during a 45-minute ride in a police van and died a week later. Jeff Begase is outside Baltimore City Hall with the prosecution's defiant statement. Jeff, good morning to you.
Well, good morning. 4 trials and no convictions. The cases against the officers did not hold up in court. On Wednesday, this city's top prosecutor was unapologetic as she tried to explain why these trials aren't going forward.
The judge, who is within his right, has made it clear that he doesn't agree with the state's theory of the case.
Baltimore's top prosecutor, Marilyn Mosby, acknowledged what she called the dismal likelihood the remaining officers would be convicted in the death of Freddie Gray. But she defended her decision to prosecute.
We do not believe that Freddie Gray killed himself.
Baltimore's mayor agreed with the decision.
She's an independently elected officer. She has to look at the cases and make a decision.
In April of last year, Gray was arrested, handcuffed, and placed in a police van without being buckled into his seat. The 25-year-old suffered severe spinal cord injuries while being transported to jail. He died a week later. After his funeral, several days of protests and riots erupted in the city. 6 officers were charged in connection with Gray's death. A mistrial was declared in one of the cases, and 3 officers were acquitted.
Without real substantive reforms to the current criminal justice system, we could try this case 100 times and cases just like it, and we would still end up with the same result.
But the police union and the officers' attorneys called Mosby's comments outrageous and accused her of a rush to judgment.
When you do not do an investigation and you run there and you quickly want to automatically say that these officers are guilty because they're the police, then you perpetrate the fear that's already there and that's dividing our country.
Any prosecutor at this stage of the game would have said, it's time to pack it in. The question is, would any prosecutor have looked at the evidence differently at the very beginning?
4 of the 6 officers are back at work, but there is an administrative review underway right now that could lead to dismissals.